Attention passionate Atlanta, Falcons fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC South and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Atlanta Falcons' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Atlanta Falcons fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Atlanta FALCONS FANS. Let's get to the news. Hey, Falcons fans, it's a great day to talk about our beloved team. The Atlanta Falcons have been one of the most talked about teams in the NFL lately, and for good reason. There's a buzz, a tension in the air because everyone knows that what happens in the NFC South right now could shake up the entire league and more specifically could have a huge impact on our Falcons' chances of making another deep playoff run. We've seen the team grow, we've seen the ups and downs, but right now there's a feeling among the fans, analysts, and insiders that something big is brewing, something that could potentially rewrite the division's landscape for years to come. Let's take a step back and look at where the Falcons are standing today. Since the end of last season, there's been a lot of speculation about the team's future moves, both on and off the field. The Falcons historically have been a franchise known for resilience and strategic evolution. After a couple of challenging seasons, Atlanta finally started to show signs of promise, especially with their young core of players and some savvy offseason moves. But what really has everyone's attention right now is the ongoing shift in the NFC South, which has traditionally been a division with fierce rivals like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, New Orleans Saints, and Carolina Panthers. This division has always been competitive, but this year the stakes are higher and the Falcons seem poised to take a significant step forward. Now, when we talk about this potential shift, we need to consider the key players that are making headlines. The Falcons' offense, led by their young quarterback Desmond Ridder, is starting to show flashes of brilliance. Ridder, who was drafted in 2022 and has been developing over the past season, is now entering a crucial phase of his career. The coaching staff, led by head coach Arthur Smith, has been working tirelessly to build a system around him that maximizes his strengths, mobility, decision-making, and leadership. The addition of talented receivers like Drake London and Kyle Pitts has provided Ridder with options that are both exciting and dangerous for opposing defenses. The offensive line, which has been somewhat inconsistent in the past, is showing signs of improvement, and that's vital if the Falcons want to take the next step. But it's not just about the offense. The Falcons' defense has also been a key part of their recent success. With the emergence of young stars like linebacker Troy Anderson and the continued development of safety Jesse Bates, the team is becoming more balanced and formidable. The defensive coordinator, Dean Pease, has implemented schemes that maximize the team's athleticism and adaptability. This defensive improvement is critical, especially when facing the high-powered offenses in the NFC. Now, if we look at the current standings and recent performances, it's clear that the Falcons are not just competing. They're starting to look like serious contenders. They've had some impressive wins, and even in close games, their resilience and strategic adjustments have stood out. That's the kind of growth that makes fans optimistic about the future. But what's even more exciting is the ongoing roster development. The team has been active in free agency and the draft, bringing in players who can make an immediate impact and add depth to every position. In fact, the draft last year was a turning point. The Falcons selected several key players who are already contributing significantly. The addition of a dynamic running back or a versatile linebacker could be the final touches needed for this team to elevate their game even further. And let's not forget about special teams. That often overlooked phase can be the difference maker in tight games, and the Falcons have been investing in that area as well. Looking ahead, the expectations are sky high. Fans are dreaming of a playoff push, maybe even returning to the postseason after a few years of rebuilding. The NFC South, as I mentioned earlier, looks different this year. The Saints are undergoing a transition, the Buccaneers are trying to find their footing after Tom Brady's retirement, and the Panthers are in a rebuilding phase with a new coaching staff and young quarterback. This creates a window of opportunity for the Falcons to seize control of the division and set the stage for a deep playoff run. But let's get a little more specific about what might be coming next. The Falcons are reportedly making some strategic moves, both in terms of roster upgrades and tactical adjustments. There's talk of potential trades, maybe adding a veteran wide receiver or a defensive playmaker to complement their core. The coaching staff is also experimenting with new formations and schemes to maximize their offensive and defensive strengths. It's clear they're not resting on their laurels. They're actively trying to outsmart their rivals and build a team that can contend for championships. Now, I want to take a moment to talk about the fan base. Falcons fans are some of the most passionate in the league. The loyalty, the hope, and the unwavering support are what make this team special. Every game, every play, every touchdown gets the fans fired up, and that energy fuels the team. The recent momentum has only increased that passion. Community events, fan gatherings, and social media buzz have all been on the rise, showing that the Falcons family is stronger than ever. The excitement is contagious, and it's clear that everyone believes that brighter days are ahead. And speaking of brighter days, the team's front office is also in the spotlight. With general manager Terrey Fontenot leading the charge, there's a focus on building a sustainable, competitive roster. The Falcons' scouting department has been busy, and their draft picks are starting to pay off, a testament to their long-term vision. The goal is not just to make a quick playoff appearance, but to establish a team capable of competing at the highest level year after year. That kind of stability and smart planning could be the key to finally breaking through the NFC and making a real Super Bowl push. Of course, the NFL is unpredictable. Injuries, unforeseen setbacks, and changes in the league's landscape can always influence the outcome. But what we're seeing from the Falcons right now is a team that's on the rise, with a clear plan and the talent to back it up. The coaching staff, the players, the management, they're all aligned with the same goal: to bring Atlanta another Lombardi trophy. And with each passing game, they're inching closer to that dream, making us all believe a little more every week. Now, this season has the potential to be a defining chapter in Falcons history. The players are motivated, the coaching staff is innovative, and the fans are more passionate than ever. The NFC South, which used to be a division dominated by one or two teams, is now more open than ever, giving Atlanta a real shot at reigning supreme. If they stay healthy, keep improving, and execute their game plan, there's no reason why they can't be serious contenders come playoff time. And let's not forget about the long-term prospects. The Falcons' youth movement is impressive. The draft picks from the past couple of years are starting to mature, and the team's salary cap situation allows for future upgrades. This means that not only are we looking at a team that can compete this year, but one that is building for sustained success. This kind of strategic planning is what separates good teams from great ones, and right now, the Falcons are looking like a franchise that's heading in the right direction. As we gear up for the rest of the season, there's a sense of anticipation in the air. Every game is crucial, every play matters, and the hope is that this team can keep growing, keep surprising, and perhaps even surpass expectations. The journey to another Super Bowl is never easy, but the foundation is there, and the passion of the fans propels the team forward. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Atlanta Falcons news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So what's next for the Falcons? Well, as we move into this critical phase of the season, all eyes are on those upcoming matchups. Can they capitalize on their home games? Can they get key wins on the road? That's what will define their playoff prospects. The coaching staff is already analyzing film, adjusting strategies, and trying to get every ounce of potential out of their players. The players, for their part, are demonstrating a relentless work ethic, knowing that the division and possibly even the conference title are within reach if they stay focused. And the fans are right there with them, cheering loud and proud, believing in that possibility. The energy in Atlanta is palpable, and every victory, every promising play just fuels the excitement even more. The city has a renewed sense of hope, and that's exactly the kind of momentum a team needs to push through the final stretch of the season. Looking beyond this year, the Falcons' future appears bright. The team's young core is developing rapidly, and with strategic additions in the offseason, they could become a perennial powerhouse. The NFL landscape is constantly changing, but Atlanta seems to be positioning itself as a team that can adapt, innovate, and dominate. That's what makes this season so compelling, the potential for a true renaissance in Atlanta football. And for the fans watching at home, it's an exciting time. We're all dreaming about playoffs, about possibly hosting a Super Bowl in Atlanta someday soon, and about witnessing history being made. The team has the talent, the coaching, the management, and most importantly, the passion of the city behind it. As we follow every game, every drive, every touchdown, we're reminded that the spirit of Atlanta Falcons football is alive and well. So, as we wrap up this deep dive into what's happening now and what's coming next, remember, this is just the beginning. The season is still unfolding, and the Falcons are on a journey that could lead to glory. Keep supporting, keep believing, and stay tuned because I'll be right here, bringing you all the latest updates, analysis, and insights about your Atlanta Falcons. We're in this together, and I couldn't be more excited for what's ahead. And now, Atlanta Falcons fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Atlanta Falcons. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Atlanta Falcons news.